All right, guys, it is time for the NBA Finals here on SportsGrid in-game live, brought to you somewhat for this very moment. And you never know. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. I don't think this could have worked out much better for fans and the league. The buzz around Knicks Spurs is, I think, very big, Gabe, here. I think there's a lot of excitement for these NBA Finals. Kevin Walsh, Gabriel Morency, of course, with you guys for the next hour, setting up the NBA Finals between the Spurs and the Knicks.
You know, I kind of thought it was anticlimactic over the last couple of days, to be honest with you. But people have such a short attention span. They need it to be right in front of them. And now that it's right in front of us, it's like, oh, yeah, okay, let's rock. But hopefully this show could be as entertaining as our argument and debate behind the scenes before the show started about who it matters more to, San Antonio or New York. Everybody's fired up. Everybody's got an opinion on this. And, you know, it's here right now, right? And it's unbelievable to me that the last time the Knicks actually were in the finals, they played against the San Antonio Spurs. So things have come full circle tonight, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, we certainly are. And one thing that'll make this certainly at least fun tonight, you and I do not see this series the same. I think we've been waiting for the series. You keep saying, I like the Spurs, and then betting against the Spurs. And I believe you. I know you like the Spurs, and
that's why I have to stop doing it.
Yeah. No, but Gabe, who better than the team that you've constantly been against this postseason, the New York Knicks, right? Like, it was only going to be, I think, one way for you, and these two teams met here in the finals. It was, of course, going to be you on the Spurs.
There's no turning back, but I'll tell you what. I was shocked to see the opening price. I'm shocked to see people being as dismissive of the New York Knicks as they are. And it's crazy to say because, and listen, like you just said, you know, about 2 minutes ago, appropriately, things change in life, right? There's, you know, the best plans, you know, go to waste. There's like, we're not in charge of anything. So it's crazy to say that if I would have said, like, you know, a month ago or, you know, 2 months ago or like even like 3 weeks ago, oh, yeah, you know what? The Knicks are a lot better than Oklahoma City are. People would laugh at you, right? People would laugh at you, Kevin. Well, what's a tougher challenge? Playing SGA and Caruso, essentially, right? And or, like, now you've got to deal with OG. Like, there is no Chet Holmgren that's going to vanish. Besides, is it Cat? Right? Is Cat the Chet Holmgren that's just going to sort of like, you know, a lot of people think he will fade, right? Let's not forget Becky Hammond saying Brunson's not the guy. You'll never win. Like, he's not a superstar. I think he's proven her wrong, personally. I think, like, you know, if he doesn't win the championship, doesn't mean she gets to pat herself on the back, Kevin. So all that
she was
stated,
right for a while, but I think, she had a good couple of years.
The Knicks are better, but yeah, like, she needs to own it. But that being stated, I do fear the Knicks. I think the Knicks are being slept on coming into this series, right? If you actually look at San Antonio and the players that they have, there's a lot of inexperience, but they don't play like their age. We talked about it. Harper's fearless. Castle's won a national championship. Wembanyama's like 32 going on 62 psychologically, right? Like, he's like, you know, seriously, the guy plays. You see it, Kevin. Most people, when they're in New York, basketball players, they go shopping. Right? Or they go out to the club, right? And the Instagram model scene and etc.
Yeah.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron. Listen, I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name. Yeah, I knew where it was going.
Kevin. He's like, yeah. Nice. I got your little shot there.
Yeah. You could have kept it like a subtle shot, but you're like, by the way, that means LeBron. He's not reading the Malcolm X book. Here's what I'll say, Gabe. To credit the Spurs, and I think we saw this with the Thunder, right? The jokes of like half of the team couldn't drink at the after party. Youth now, it used to be a big negative in the NBA. It's becoming a big positive, 100%. But the thing, so now to kind of offer the other side of it, I am not being dismissive of the Spurs when I tell you I think the Knicks are the better basketball team. I understand the Spurs were better in the regular season. We talked about how what the Spurs did in the regular season against the Thunder felt like it mattered. Well, the Knicks and the Spurs played 3 times. The rare Eastern Conference, Western Conference, 3-game sample size. The Knicks not only won 2 out of the 3, they won by double digits twice. The loss was by 2. They were without starting players in that loss. I know Wemby came off of the bench in the NBA Cup game, but I think the Knicks do match up well, and one of the reasons why they can score on Wemby. Wemby's defensive rating was a 120 or higher in 2 of the 3 games. So, I'm watching this total fall. I'm probably not going to get involved. Guys, I know who the Spurs are defensively. Victor Wembanyama is already one of the all-time great defensive players, no matter what happens the rest of his career. The Knicks are going to score here, Gabe. It's going to feel different, I think, for San Antonio defensively.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the total, actually. I'm glad you brought this up, Kevin, because we're talking about Oklahoma City, and people are talking about this San Antonio defense over and over and over, and I love to bet the overs in games. So people are talking about this San Antonio defense. I'm like, dude, let's break it down for real, Kevin. Mm-hmm. Who the hell did they have to guard against the Oklahoma City Thunder? Lou Dort is not an offensive guy, right? I mean, on a good night, he's going to give you 9-10 points. So you got Lou Dort. Chet Holmgren took 2 shots. He just quit and tapped out. So you go down it wasn't as though they had to worry about, oh, damn, man, Josh Hart's open for a 3. Oh, man, OG on an Obi can score on us. The Knicks have multiple players that can score. Oklahoma City did not. And excuses, whatever, dude. Everybody's got them. But so I'm not using as an excuse. This happens in the NBA in the playoffs. But let's not pretend that the Oklahoma City Thunder were not hurt by Jalen Williams not being there. He's their second 100%. Best player. He's their second best player. And say what you about Mitchell. He's kind of, people don't know him. He's good. They literally, everyone's got excuses. My Raptors, we don't have any ball handlers, bro. Emmanuel Cook, you don't have your guard, right? It's the same thing. Oklahoma City brought it up, and they basically said, a lot of guys that have the ball in their hands and create things aren't here. So basically, you have SGA walking the ball up the court. It's a lot easier to defend that than a diverse portfolio that the New York Knicks can throw at you, Kevin.
Yeah, it's funny, though. I think that somehow at the end of this, Gabe's going to go, but I like the Spurs, because I'm hearing a lot of Knicks positivity from you to open things up. I'm just
giving some just due here and respect.
You know what I think it is, too, sometimes, and it just happens when you're in the sports media space, and I don't know if this is the case for you, but I feel like you might have saw 1 or 2 people be dismissive of the Knicks and it bothered you. Because I know that's how I get sometimes. You see something from the wrong person, you go, you know what? Let me set the record straight, because that's not right what you're saying.
I actually enjoy the NFL season, Kevin, and make money by watching and listening to shows that suck. No, I'm dead serious.
Do you want to name it?
I'm dead serious. So,
I don't know why I asked that question.
Yeah, we're coming up against the break here. Yeah, and I got to start thinking. About do I know that guy enough, and how's going to affect me if I throw him? No, but I'm not the first one to say this. I've heard Crackman. I've heard Bill Krackenberger say the same thing. It's a topic we can get into. I can throw Colin Cowherd. Yeah, I mean, it's a good example. I'm talking about.
You're not worried about that relationship?
No, I'm not a guest on there at the Super Bowl. I got to be. You know what I'm saying? Just being real, there's sometimes I got to be I got to shut up here. I don't want this coming back to me.
Listen, everyone knows AJ Hawk is a sharp guy. We would never, those are good.
Hey, he just got nominated for the College Football Hall of Fame today.
I mean, congratulations, friend of the show.
It's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
They're trading right now currently at 74 wins on the season, which means the Kalshi marketplace goes by 5-win intervals. 75-plus wins for those Houston Astros. That's a 49% contract to the yes, which a $100 investment pays back $205, Greg. I'm not high on this team. Look, again, 75 wins for the Astros is terrible, but this team might not even look the same as where we stand today by the time we get to that deadline.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time? And he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, in-game live on a Wednesday night. The NBA Finals begin. We got a lot to get to here, as always. I want to make sure we put all the picks on the board before we, I still want to know what Gabe thought about last night's Stanley Cup game, and we have a live baseball board. There's a lot going on, but I want to put picks on the board. So we're just going to start series bets, because I actually have a couple. And look, some of it I'm being aggressive, some of it I'm being conservative. So, I actually didn't bet the Knicks to win the series. My main bet is the Knicks plus 1.5 at minus 130. I do not think that the Knicks are losing this series in 6 or fewer. I think the worst case scenario is I'm holding minus 130 Knicks money line in game 6. I'll take that, okay? But I did also play minus 1.5 and minus 2.5, which is a little more aggressive, and it sounds disrespectful, but the way the Knicks are playing, I don't want to leave the high-end outcomes on the table, Gabe. If they win this series in 5, I think I would be more surprised if the Spurs won in 5 than if the Knicks won in 5, quite honestly. So I did play a little minus 1.5 as well as a little minus 2.5 here for the Knicks. And I did actually roll the dice on Karl Anthony Towns, Finals MVP 25-1.
I like how you're thinking outside the box here. And, if you believe the Knicks are a better team, not every series goes 7 games, even though it appears a lot of the time that it's going to be super even and super close.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And, the better teams will just sort of fall apart. Injuries can happen. But let me throw this out here at you. I do believe the Spurs are going to win this game tonight. All right, so tonight. Knicks have been off for, 10 days now? Right, they had a 12-day layoff. They were down by 22 points, and Cleveland are flaky and blew the lead. If San Antonio get a 22-point lead tonight, they're not blowing the lead. They're not the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? They're the exact opposite of the Cleveland Cavaliers. This team, right? Stephon Castle is not Harden. It's like he won a title and call. They have a different mindset, the Spurs. So I'm throwing it out here, Kevin. Are you opposed to this? That Knicks lose tonight, then you step up and get a really nice price on the Knicks in the series.
I am not. I actually think
there's going to be... you want to get a head start and they're going to steal game 1 tonight?
So I think they win tonight, Gabe. I do actually, because I think they're going to be aware of the way they allowed themselves to come out against Cleveland was unacceptable. I also I know that the Spurs are off a couple of extra days, but man, that Thunder series was a war. And I think the Knicks are the fresher team here. If you'll, and you obviously know this, Gabe, you watch all the games, the Spurs were up 10
4 minutes into every game against the Thunder. Like, win or loss, right away, it's 16-6, Julian Champagny 3, timeout, Mark Dagnall. I don't think the Knicks are going to let that happen. And I think it gives the Knicks a really good chance then to kind of just lean on the Spurs as this game goes on.
You and I talked about this, and I agreed, and it was funny, and they actually did it. I remember we talked about it on like a Friday, and then over the weekend, you said, they could be in a game 7, and they'll pull Wemby, like in the first, like he'll be sitting on the bench, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't deviate very much from what they do, right? You and I have talked about it. Like, Wemby's not on the court all the time. They'll take him out after 3, like they pull a Caitlin Clark. Everyone frequent Caitlin. They do a Wemby all the time. He'll play the first 3-4 minutes of the game, and it's frustrating. You have props on him, and then they sit him down.
Yeah.
I think now, this is what I want to bring up, Kevin. This is the unleash Wemby time. This is it. This is what all the Zen and all the underwater training and all the stuff that he does, this is why. You got to believe that Wemby's usage goes up here, Kevin. And his number, his rebound prop is 11.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he started to, he played away from the hoop a lot against Oklahoma City. And quite frankly, Oklahoma City didn't take that many shots for him to rebound, Kevin. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the things with his blocking.
Think about it,
Gabe. I don't know how he even averages 3 blocks. Nobody shoots against him.
SGA guys took it to the rack, did his thing. No one really shot that much on Oklahoma City. It wasn't like they walked the ball up the court. So it wasn't this, opportunities to rebound as much, Kevin. Even though he did start playing away from the basket more. This is the NBA Finals right now. I think, I'm not abandoning his rebound train. It's 11.5 tonight. I think he crashes the glass and is super aggressive. Don't forget, he lost a gold medal game before, right, in the Olympics. He's 22, but he's not 22 mentally. He thinks he should win right now. You know what I mean? He's going to go off, guys.
So, Gabe, we'll never know. But to what you just said, I was almost a little worried for him if they would have lost to the Thunder. Most people, 22, year 3, guys, what a season. I don't think he would have handled it very well. Now, we'll never know. They won the game. But if all of a sudden it would have been like, I lost to Chet when I was 19. I just lost to this guy again. He's not good, right? I lost the gold medal game in France.
I don't think he's a very good loser.
Spiraled.
I don't think he's a good loser. He's not used. He doesn't like it. He hates it. I don't know, sore loser, but you saw, I don't think he can handle this well.
Loser. Some of these guys, he really is though, Gabe. When he goes and shoves Jaden McDaniels, people, they don't, I don't know, it doesn't get assigned to them. There's probably a bunch of reasons we could get into if we had more time, but Wemby certainly doesn't handle it well.
But he does have the big picture though, Kevin, right? He's the type of guy that'll super be depressed and angry and shove someone after. But then he's going to disappear in the offseason into the Himalayas, right? You know what I'm saying? And he's going to
Isn't it amazing that he's a Spur? You know how Tim Duncan retired in the middle of the night, right? Didn't do the retirement tour. Of course Wemby's a Spur. He wouldn't make sense anywhere else in a way.
I don't know. It's just, you're right with the Popovich stuff. And it's weird to me though, Kevin, because I was almost really? You got this sort of Zen, deep thinker guy from Paris, and you're dropping his kid in freaking San Antonio, Texas.
Right, but
it's a small
the guys
town,
around him are perfect, right?
Yeah, it just sort of worked out, because, honestly, it'd be best. So imagine, living in Brooklyn, Paris, New York, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, it did work out. I thought the same thing with Paige Beckers ending up in Dallas. I'm you got to be kidding me. Her lifestyle doesn't really gel with the Texas base, so to speak, right? But there they are, and they're getting support.
No, they are. They're also playing a lot better. The Dallas Wings. Just a quick mention. All right,
tell it it is
on board
show.
Here on Sports.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day? Here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
They're trading right now currently at 74 wins on the season, which means the Kalshi marketplace goes by 5-win intervals. 75-plus wins for those Houston Astros. That's a 49% contract to the yes, which a $100 investment pays back $205, Greg. I'm not high on this team. Look, again, 75 wins for the Astros is terrible, but this team might not even look the same as where we stand today by the time we get to that deadline.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time and he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, I want to just piggyback quickly off something that Gabe said, and then we're going to go through a whole bunch of different picks here. But the idea of Wemby playing more, and if that does happen, Victor Wembanyama in the regular season, okay, against the Knicks, scored 74 points in 83 minutes. So in simple terms, 33 minutes a game, Gabe, if he averaged in the series, which would be low, 29.4 points per game. If he plays 36, 32 points per game. I don't know if he does it tonight. I think Wemby has multiple 35-point games in him in this series. But
and who can stop him on the Knicks? Who can stop him on the Knicks?
But he has to stay inside, Gabe. And sometimes
I wanted to ask you this.
He
I want to get to the picks. I want to get to the picks, but are they going to throw OG at him? He's going to murder Karl Anthony Towns. So Karl Anthony Towns cannot deal with Wemby. That's not going to work out well for the Knicks. So you throw OG at him, you throw Hart at him, you mix it up. You got to play physical with Wemby. I think you're going to mix it up, Gabe. You got to play physical with him.
But I also think Cat, so you said it. Cat is he's a different kind of guy. I don't mind him guarding Wemby. He's not going to win that matchup, but I need Karl Anthony Towns engaged. Okay?
Yeah, he won't quit like Chet Holmgren at least.
No,
or hope he doesn't. Or at least hope he doesn't.
He will not. He's been through enough. He understands the moment. You can see Towns. And I actually think, Gabe, and I went back and I was watching some of the regular season stuff. They don't put Wemby on Cat. They like to leave him on Hart. I think that's going to be a mistake. And I think eventually they're going to stop doing that. Because I think Wemby could obviously be very impactful against Towns. Devin Vassell guarding Karl Anthony Towns is asking for a problem. So I'll tell you right now, tonight, Gabe, I'm on Cat's points, rebounds, assists. I think Cat's in line for a really good game here. Something along the lines of 20-12-5 would not surprise me one bit here for Karl Anthony Towns. We've seen him have these type of games. The other one, Gabe, and I'm curious what you think about this. I took Wemby under blocks plus steals. There's a lot of different, hit rates that suggest this is a good number at -104. But sometimes it's also, and you watch Victor Wembanyama play, I don't know how he ever records a block. These guys run by him and don't even look at the rim. It's crazy. It's like, if people weren't so scared of him, he'd average 6 blocks a game easily.
They actually literally, you'll see guys walk up the floor, guys, and literally see Wemby and turn around like they're in South Central and they see a bunch of Crips coming at him. You know what I mean? They'll be like, hey, maybe we should cross the street. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally see, like, Chet just tapped out. Chet was like, no, I've been beat up enough. I like, no, you guys do it. Like, he breaks people's will. And then you start taking bad shots because of him, right? You're like, nah, dude, I can't shoot over this kid, so what do I got to do here? Like, so you start shooting from where you're non-spots. I mean, Cat is a massive key to this, but let me throw this one at you. And you know I love and I'm on Kiki Rice rebounds tonight, just for the record, the Tempo playing the Liberty right now. But I like guard rebounding props. They're always lower numbers. People don't talk about them. People like the big man and stuff. Brunson, he's another player, guys, that's just going to have to leave it out there on the court tonight. He's going to be on the floor. Brunson, dude, was getting 4 or 5 rebounds a game against the Cavs, and he wasn't really playing. Like, they were, you know what I mean? They were literally winning by 40 all the time, and he was still getting a 4 or 5. He's going to be on the court a lot. There's going to be a competitive game, competitive series, and quite frankly, the Spurs are not a great rebounding team, Kevin. Wembanyama's a great rebounder.
Right.
I actually saw an interesting stat today about the Spurs. If you take Wembanyama off like his 7'4", off like the sheet, they're 6'6". The Spurs are actually 6'6", Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
That's their size. That's pretty small. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not a big team, actually, the Spurs, but they're very active, and they've got competitive dudes. Harper's a competitive, scrappy kid. Like, Castle is like just that, you know what I mean? They get their hands in the way and stuff. They clog the lanes up, and you and I talked about it. I guess we'll find out what a defensive – if they go off defensively, Kevin, like everyone was talking about, we'll tip our cap to this dude that got the coaching job in Orlando. Right? I want to say, like, because now, you know, whatever, dude. Yeah, Chet Holmgren was a wimp, all right? He's a wuss. Like, at this point, I'd take him on at one-on-one. I'd be like, whatever, dude. Like, you know, I mean, seriously. No one's scared of Chet right now. So you don't have a Jalen Williams. You don't impress me. Now you got to stop a bunch of people on the Knicks. Let's see what they come up with. But the Knicks have been off, guys, for so long. That's why I'm not running to bet the over so much. But you know I got to pull the trigger on it. But love Brunson over 2.5 rebounds, guys. Brunson over 2.5 rebounds.
To put all of this on the board here, guys. Game number 1 of the NBA Finals. Also a streak. It come to a close.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
They're trading right now currently at 74 wins on the season, which means the Kalshi marketplace goes by 5-win intervals. 75-plus wins for those Houston Astros. That's a 49% contract to the yes, which a $100 investment pays back $205, Greg. I'm not high on this team. Look, again, 75 wins for the Astros is terrible, but this team might not even look the same as where we stand today by the time we get to that deadline.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time? And he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, guys, game number 1 of the NBA Finals. Behind the scenes, 2 of 3 are involved with this game tonight. We've got a Chris Dodgers first 5-team total over. Chris has actually been rolling right now with some of his baseball picks, so be on the lookout for the Dodgers tonight. AJ with a Knicks money line play, got to respect it. But, Gabe, something that we haven't talked about, and it's Sam's bet right here, Mitchell Robinson under 3.5 points, minus 108. Mitchell Robinson with, man, like, started out as a pinky, then Wendy's trying to tell us it's a broken hand. He's going to play. He already kind of can't shoot. Like,
they never said. They were like, oh, non-basketball activity. Well, you kind of opened a door for us asking, well, what the hell happened? What happened? Like, did they ever, say what happened?
No, they did not. And
it's a very Nick thing to do, eh? Like, say, oh, non-basketball, but then not tell you what happened. Because it's like, what? Did he hurt it in a club? Did he hurt it, like, having sex? Did he hurt it, like what happened? Like, you know, and I know, they don't owe us, like, everyone's personal everything, but, like, I think they should say, yeah, you know what? Well, he had an accident. He had this. You know, it was in practice. But, like, they're like, oh, we don't really know. And, like, well, dude, you don't know, like, how your center broke his finger?
Yeah. You know what it feels like, Gabe? Might be one of those things that leak if Mitchell Robinson isn't on the Knicks going into next season kind of thing. Like, sometimes I feel like that's, you know what I mean? That's how that goes. But, Gabe.
Well, I bring it up because there was the Hughes. Sorry, I was going to say the Hughes, one of the Hughes brothers on the Devils. Literally, Kevin was out for like 6-7 weeks because he got drunk with the Barstool guys.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, they had the Devils party, whatever. A bunch of the Barstool dudes in New Jersey, Hoboken, went to the party. And he ended up screwing around. I don't know if he lifted up one of the fat guys at Barstool or whatever, and he ended up hurting himself. There's the gist of it. There's a lot of fat guys there too, so that's why I didn't know which one. I say that, Kevin, because at the last Super Bowl, I went to the Super Bowl this year in San Francisco. And when I got out of the airport, I was waiting for an Uber to sit. I was waiting in like the pickup line, and I had my baggage, and I was sitting there, and I turned around, and it was all empty. And I turned around, there's like 8 massive, like heavy, portly dudes that took up all the bench space. Then I realized,
you know what?
like, oh, these are the Barstool guys. I was like, oh, it's all the Barstool dudes.
At Gabe, those are kind of my people you're talking about. Not Barstool, but the bigger breed.
Yeah, no, I got nothing against it. I was just saying, like, yeah. That's how Jack Hughes hurt himself.
But Gabe, what do you make of Mitchell Robinson props in this game?
I wouldn't be betting the overs.
What's interesting though, at 3.5, I'll see if I can find this. Gabe, like, what is his normal number? Like, you know what I mean?
7.5
points? Can't be
8.5.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's got to be lower, right? Doesn't it?
Against the Cavs, it was like 6.5 type thing.
Interesting. Let me see if I can find.
Speaking of which, too, let me see my boy Bovey, because Bovey's a lifelong Nick guy. He didn't send me the props. You know what? He asked. He said he could come on, but he was at the racetrack. He's at Saratoga Racetrack.
Come on.
Yeah. So he said, "Can I do it on the phone?" I said, "We'll catch up when you got
to the next one."
I said, "We'll catch up."
Yeah. So, Gabe, I'm just looking here. It was usually 4.5 for Robinson. So they dropped it a point for a guy who might have a broken hand that already couldn't shoot. Like, that's kind of crazy. I think you could probably drop that a little bit more. I think I would feel. I also wonder if, like, I'll ask Sam this in the break. I wonder if he is more concerned that they're going to do the Hacker Robinson, like, over aggressively. Like, he has a broken hand and already can't shoot. Like,
that's a total Spurs thing. They will
running him to the line just to see what happens. But then again, he misses the first 2. He might get pulled out of the game. So maybe that's part of the angle and the handicap. Also, we got to be careful here, Gabe, with this game, though. Like, they've snuck the start of these games out on us a few times here. So do you want to just quickly run through your picks again, just in case anybody's just tuning in right now?
Yeah, I got phone in hand right now, Kevin, making sure I handle my business here right now as we speak. Oh,
all right. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll run.
I don't want to get caught off.
Gabe.
I don't want to get caught off guard with this. I'll put my Brunson over 2.5 rebounds, but I'm getting this. You go ahead with your picks. Go ahead.
All right. So I am on Karl Anthony Towns over points, rebounds, and assists. Some of this is the fact that I'm betting Cat to win Finals MVP. I have to like him over his points, rebounds, and assists then to set the tempo here in this series. They will not likely start this series with Wemby on him. I think that's a mistake. I think it gives him the size advantage to score and rebound at will. And I think pass very effectively because he doesn't have a 7'5" alien standing in front of him, and the cutting lanes will be there. I really like Cat. I'm also going to go against Wemby's blocks plus steals. That number is 4.5. Pretty good juice towards that under. Going through this specific number for Vic, under that in 40 of 65 regular season games. I included that cup final. He's 9-8 in the postseason right now, but I don't think the Knicks will allow him to block many shots because Josh Hart's going to be parked in that corner, and I don't think the Knicks will be scared of him, so I know there will be chances, but the Knicks have a lot of good finishers, better finishers, I think, around the basket maybe than Oklahoma City outside of SGA. And then I tweeted this out once this finals was set. I think the Knicks win the game, so 5.5, 4.5. I am on the Knicks tonight at +5.5 here. I do think they steal home court advantage. They've won 11 consecutive games. This is a team who is playing historic basketball right now. It doesn't mean they're an all-time great team, but they are on an all-time run. I'm not getting in front of the Knicks here, Gabe, so give me New York to start this thing off hot in the NBA Finals.
I don't hate it. I like your conviction. Can't wait to see how this plays out. And I'm not a Nick hater, so it's a great storyline either way. Either Wembanyama his arrival, he takes the NBA over, or the Knicks finally win. Right? The Knicks finally win. So what I'm going to do with this is I do believe San Antonio are going to win the series. I think the poor Knicks fans are going to come up short, and San Antonio gets it done. So I'm going to play the Spurs to win the series, Kevin, and game 1. It's -105. So I win this game tonight. I basically looked at this as like, you know what? I got the World Cup coming up. I got all this stuff. Like, the CFL kickoff tomorrow. I don't want to have to sweat out every point. Like, you know what I mean? Everything I'm going to get this out of the way. Give me the Spurs tonight, and then boom. I got the Spurs to win the series in my back pocket at -105 moving forward, and I'll sort of move on from there. There's no room to work with Wembanyama to be the MVP. He's -185. It's almost higher than the damn series price. It's pretty. They're doing the national anthem now, so we still got time. But I like the Brunson prop a lot, guys. I like Brunson over 2.5 rebounds tonight. I think it's a Dylan Harper night tonight. This kid keeps on stepping up. I don't know. It's ironic. He plays better in the NBA than he did at Rutgers, right? So it's just sort of this irony that now he's getting the Knicks. It's 9.5 points. 10 or more is -140. I'm going to go with Harper, 10 or more points, so over -140. I'm going to play Wembanyama over 11.5 rebounds, and I'm a Wembanyama mark. I don't think anyone on the Knicks can stop him. Give me Wembanyama 25 or more points, Kevin.
Yeah, I think there's going to be
that's 25
much bigger
or more
prop nights for me in this series. You know, some of it is just wanting to get the
game
feel
one.
here.
You gotta get a
100%
feel
game.
for it.
Totally
Exactly.
agree. Yeah. Man, I cannot wait to watch this series. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think this is one of the most anticipated finals. If you try and remove your own,
what about the total
interests?
Though, Kevin? What about the total tonight? What are you gonna? You staying away from it?
I'm staying away from it, Gabe. I lean over though. The Knicks scored over 120 a game in the 3 meetings with the Knicks. Again, regular season, I get it. A lot of things change, Gabe, but
and guys, the Spurs defense is so good. Teams know you can't let them set up. You got to push and run against them.
Yeah, the Knicks have been playing very, very fast, Gabe. It's a really good point. We'll be right back here on SportsGrid. Okay, guys, in-game live on SportsGrid. The NBA Finals are getting set to tip off here. Game number 1. And it looks like some books may close, actually, back up at 5.5 here. Total 217.5, 216.5. That's moved around a little bit as well for game number 1. It does give us a little bit of time, though, just to quickly acknowledge some of the rest of this slate here, which does include Chris Sanchez and his scoreless streak coming to a close, Gabe. 50 2/3 innings. So what is that? 8 1/3 shy of the record. An incredible run that certainly will be a part of that Cy Young conversation as the year goes on. The Phillies are winning that game in the top of the 8th, 3-1 right now against the Padres. Any thoughts on that or the rest of the baseball here?
Yeah, I don't want to be classless like the 72 Dolphins are all the time and pop the champagne, but I will. And I'm glad that he fell short. Oral Hershiser is one of my all-time favorite players of all time, the Bulldog. What a year. 59 innings, World Series, beat the mighty Athletics with Canseco and McGuire. Dodgers won the World Series. So I didn't want to see the record get broken. Personally, but super impressive, Kevin. In a modern era, when every hitter that comes up is trying to, like, kill you and hit a home run, right? Like, you could argue, well, you know, people get hit now, and, like, it's different. Like, nah, but these guys can hit, right? They're getting paid to hit home runs, and they're getting paid to hit the ball hard. Just to do anything, Kevin, 50 straight times. Like, I don't care, like, what league, you know what I mean? Like, when I see a high school girls basketball team or a Pop Warner team, like, I can't tie my shoelace 50 times in a row without, like, making a mistake. So I acknowledge, like, wow, what a run. And yeah, front runner, like, but isn't it fascinating? Oh, Tawny's on the hill tonight. Just sets up.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got, Showway, on the hill tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what we got.
And we're getting ready for tip-off right now, everybody.
We are. I'll just quickly say this. And I capped the game. Like, I like the spot. They had a 9 earlier today. I don't know how these Ohtani games keep getting set with totals at 9. Like, unless you got Zach Gallen,
he doesn't give up any runs. You're right. It's
like,
one-sided. You're right. It's how many runs are the Dodgers going to score?
But you also said he doesn't get run support. Like, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Also, by the way, I know there's that guy that keeps putting $1,000 on Wemby to win every tip. Well, he starts the NBA Finals down $1,000. Karl Anthony Towns just won the tip-off, Gabe. Minus 1,000. Minus 8,000. And we're off and running here. Jalen Brunson is your first basket scorer.
I hate some of these stupid bets that are out there that people make. Like, I'm like, God, that's dumb. Like, yeah. You know, I saw someone laid like $200,000 to win like $5,000 back that the Browns don't make the playoffs this year. Yeah. It's like, dude, you can literally put it in like put it in Grand Canyon University stock, you'll make more money. Like, you know, like oh, it's your money. You got this, so you do what you do. But I don't mind that, Kevin. He doesn't win all these tip-offs. I saw him lose a jump ball. He loses jump balls, like, you know what I mean? At those astronomical odds, I don't mind that. Like, maybe right before they throw the ball, he's like, oh, my shoelace, oh, my ankle. Like, you don't know, like, no, it's true. It's like the fight game. You got these massive numbers. Like, I don't know, dude. The guy could slip on some, like, gum, like, you know what I mean? Get hit by a bus. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's a lot of reasons why, like, people don't win. But we're off and running here. And I tell you what, the Knicks do not look cold, Kevin. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And I know it's early right now, but I'm glad that I did because I'll be mad. I know it's only 6-2.
Usually, sometimes, Gabe, we talk about totals where, like, you bet the over and you're like, that was dumb. I should have known better. This is one of those games where if you do bet under and it flies, it's going to be hard to, like, justify that decision, if you know what I mean, right? Like, the Knicks have been scoring at an outrageous rate here.
And Oklahoma and San Antonio are good offensively. And if it doesn't go over, don't you get to feel like, all right, it either sails over the number like a lot of the games against Oklahoma City did, or like it doesn't stay way under the number, Kevin. You know what I mean? If you bet the over and you lose by a bucket, it gets to 215 or something, or you're like, oh, yeah, it went to 230.
Actually, you know what, I have this written down. If I can just quickly. The regular season meetings between these teams, the totals, 233.5, 235.5, 227.5. Like, guys, if you want to postseason adjust it, Okay, 222, 220. Like we're talking about 10, 15 points of movement. Like it's a big difference here. It's a really big difference.
Speaking of which, a little bit different here with the money line and the number. If you just sort of want to buy in on San Antonio, minus 155 right now on the money line.
Okay.
You got a 10-4 basketball game. Total sitting right on the number at 216.5. So I'm surprised, actually, Kevin, that the computer isn't shaded this to the over a little bit. It hasn't really moved it.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs aren't scoring much, but Gabe, and I know you're watching just like I am, this is being played at a rocket pace.
Yeah.
Like, the Knicks clearly, and this is what I'm talking, a part of the reason I'm in on the Knicks in this series, Gabe. We are not betting a team who is playing well but look the same. They look completely different. This is not the team that was playing Tuesday nights in Charlotte, Wednesday nights in Indiana.
Right, yeah.
Like,
and
this is
a completely different team,
energy.
Kevin, than what the Spurs just faced. As
100%.
Good as Oklahoma City are, even with SGA and the defending champs and all that, they were shorthanded and they walked the ball up the court.
Yep.
Right? They walked the ball up the court. They were offensively challenged. They didn't have multiple options. You're seeing early right now. The Knicks are slinging the ball around. They're running and gunning. They're pushing it. San Antonio haven't settled in yet. Here's Wemby for three. Wemby hits his first three. So he sort of settles in. And you know what?
Yeah.
There was so much going on. I like Wemby over 1.5 threes tonight too, Kevin. That was the one thing I want to bring up. You know, against the Knicks, he took 15 threes in the 3 games that he played.
Oh, interesting.
He shoots a lot of threes against his team. Yeah, he shoots a lot of threes against them. So we got a 10-7 start here. Little burst to start the game.
He shot Gabe incredibly efficiently from 2 in the meetings against the Knicks, which is, again, one of the reasons why I think he could have a really good thing. One interesting thing is Josh Hart was like, I got to test him once. I mean, Wemby just painted it on the back. So I don't know how many more tests
he nearly put the ball through the backboard,
coming.
Kevin. You see that? Well, boom! He's like, man. He's like, get that out of here. Like,
guys,
come
we're
on.
right back on SportsGrid.
Talk has been about sports betting handle being down or flat, right, because of the threat of prediction markets and the growth of them. But we've seen Kalshi actually kind of plateau for the first time in recent memory. Looking at a graphic right now, we've had the spike for the Super Bowl, and then this is usually when things die down. Yes, there's March Madness, but usually sports betting handle kind of goes down over the course of spring and summer until we get back to football season.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time? And he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
This is all about headlines, Donnie. If we hear, if that noise gets louder as we get closer, then 45 cents is going to be 65 cents, and that's the repricing we're talking about. I don't need Utah to get them. I need people to think Utah is going to go up and get them, Donnie, and that's how you make money.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Now we have to endure months of manufactured rumors about will he or won't he retire LeBron James. They are probably, Donnie, working on the Decision 2.0 for Amazon Prime as we speak. Is Jim Gray still around? But here is the beauty of the predictive markets. They make insufferable stories about insufferable people highly profitable.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, guys, back with you on SportsGrid. We have got the NBA Finals off and running. Live numbers have the Spurs down 5 as a -148 moneyline favorite. Total 214.5. Wemby's got 5, as does OG Anunoby. The Spurs are 1 for 5 from 3, including De'Aaron Fox missing all 3 of his attempts here, Gabe. Listen, I know it's quick, but we're obviously on our way out. It's great to get the first glimpse of this series. What really stood out to you?
The pace. So far, the pace. The New York Knicks are clearly have decided we're going to run and try to take Wemby out of this as much as we can. It's very early right now, but what I noticed is, and I don't know if this is a sign of things to come in the series, Kevin, or if it's just like, listen, they haven't played in 10 days, and that was an incredibly fast pace, like, before the first TV timeout here, basically.
Yep.
But you saw it when they went to the bench. They were huffing and puffing for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a normal look, like, for the first time out of the game. Karl Anthony Towns looked gassed on the bench. Yeah. OG looked fine. OG doesn't sweat. He's too cool. Like, OG just sat there. He's looking good. But like, and the Spurs, Kevin, as you know, man, they're an energetic group, bro. Like, these kids run for 48 minutes. Like,
yeah, but you know what,
Gabe? They don't get daunted either. We saw that against Oklahoma City. We saw the Spurs get down by 15 and stuff. They can go on a run after. You don't want to let the Knicks, like, go on a massive run here, but I still think that this pace will help San Antonio moving forward. I don't know if the Knicks can keep this up physically.
Well, it's going to be interesting because the Knicks can't abandon their depth. The Spurs, Gabe, made 2 subs at that timeout, 4.5 minutes into the game. So that pace was notable. Here's what's also noticeable. I talked about, would Wemby be guarding Cat? He is, but he's guarding him on the perimeter. Guys, he's getting smoked off the dribble by Cat. It's happened twice now, Gabe. Cat is just going right past him. That's the least effective Wemby could possibly be. Like, he's chasing his own man. Like, he can't block those shots. Very interesting start to this game. It has been, the energy is infectious. Like, listen, it helps when we're live in it, but you can just feel the tempo here. Speaking of tempo, they are right now against the Liberty, Gabe. I do, just in case there are any picks that you have for the remainder of the night that you wanted to let people know about, give you that opportunity for what's still to come here, of course, on this Wednesday slate.
Well, we rolled the dice with the tempo tonight. Not going well. Started off okay. I see they're down 13 right now. Hopefully we can hit our player props in that game. But as far as tonight, great. There's some great pitching performances going on in baseball. Ohtani on the hill here tonight. And me and Kevin were talking about the lack of run support that Ohtani's been getting. But they've actually won his last 3 starts. And they've scored 4 runs exact in all 3 of the games. 4-1, 4-0, 4-0. Great point by Kevin, bringing up the total. It's one-sided. So it's essentially like you're playing a total. The other team doesn't score on Ohtani. Guys, if you look like your entire year, 1 run, no runs, no runs, 1 run, 1 run, no runs, 2 runs. And that wasn't even him. That's just in the game. Like, the most runs that the Dodgers have given up in a game that he has pitched is 3, Kevin.
That's incredible.
Like, that's not even him. Like, that's not his earned runs, obviously. But, like, yeah, they don't score. Like, no one scores on him. And the Dodgers, like, have scored, like, 4 runs a game. That's when he pitches, essentially. So I do like him. He's been a strikeout machine as well, even when he's limited on the hill here for the innings when they take him out after 6. The guy had a no-hitter last time, Kevin, the last start.
Yeah, he did.
It's easy to forget. He had a no-hitter when he came out of the game.
Yeah. Rockies or not, that's impressive, right? Like, 6 innings, I think it was, a no-hit baseball from Shohei.
And it's 6.5.
Threw 100 pitches nearly.
Not 7.5. 7.5 is scary. You got to get to 8. 7 is that manageable number. 6.5 plus 110 for Ohtani, guys. I like the strikeout prop, and I think the Dodgers win the game tonight.
I know Zach Gallen is not great. He's been much better at home. This has been like a 3-year trend with him, home road split. So I'm on that under. I got a couple unders out, already right now. It's ace day, right? Like, this tends to line up. So I'm on the under in the Skeen start as well. The over actually in Cubs A's, which is off and running. So a couple of different spots in the baseball. But still to come, if you are looking for a little bit of juice here tonight, Chris is on that Dodgers first 5-team total over at 2.5, a direct fade of Gallon. Listen, 2.5 doesn't feel all that expensive. Plus, with Ohtani hitting better, Freeman starting to pick it up as well. But, guys, the NBA Finals are off and running. Our coverage, of course, will continue throughout this series on SportsGrid. For Gabriel Morency, I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll be back here tomorrow in the hot seat on In Game Live.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
They're trading right now currently at 74 wins on the season, which means the Kalshi marketplace goes by 5-win intervals. 75-plus wins for those Houston Astros. That's a 49% contract to the yes, which a $100 investment pays back $205, Greg. I'm not high on this team. Look, again, 75 wins for the Astros is terrible, but this team might not even look the same as where we stand today by the time we get to that deadline.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time? And he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.